Dear students, so this is the second session in connection with the course outcome 4. So in the course outcome 4 we are going to discuss basically about the two important types of machines known as drilling and milling machines. So before we start with the today's presentation, we have already started with the drilling machines. So in that we have already discussed about the basic working principle of a drilling machine, okay, types of drilling machines, and what are the drilling type operations being carried out, especially the starting from drilling to lapping and grinding process, which we have already discussed with the sketches in brief. So now we need to understand one important concept here. So whenever we want to carry out the drilling operation, in that the most important type is what type of cutting tool, that is called as a multi-point cutting tool, that is also known as a drill. This is a general word that is used as a drill, DRILL. So whenever we are going to speak about the drill, again there are various types. So in that the most commonly used type of a drill is known as a twist drill. So because we are going to discuss in detail about the specification of the twist drill, because whenever we want to carry out the drilling operation on a given workpiece in a drilling machine, we need to understand that what type of twist drill we have to use and what are its size, specification, etc. So now we shall have a discussion before we proceed with the twist drill nomenclature. It is called as a nomenclature and specification of a drill. So before we proceed with this, we need to understand when we have discussed about the specification of a lathe machine. So because in a for example, if you are going to take a specification of a drilling machine, which we are going to discuss today, we have already discussed in length in connection with the specification of a lathe machine. So why I am telling this, the reason is to understand because the specification is basically applicable for the machines, because before we go for the installation, means for the purchase of a particular type of a machine tool, we need to understand its size, shape, its operations and all that. So that itself is called as a specification. Okay, what type of motor power required, whether it's a manual, automatic, whatever is there. So there is all concept, we call it as a specification. So even the same concept is applicable for a multi-point cutting tool known as a twist drill. So before we proceed with that, let us understand how we are going to specify the drilling machine. So generally we need to understand here one important concept, that the specification of a drilling machine depends upon the selection of the drilling machine that you are going to do, because we have already discussed different types of drilling machines. So definitely different types of drilling machines are being specified in different ways. Okay, so that is why the specification is nothing but the understanding the concept of all the movements, floor space, operations, all that connected with the particular type of a drilling machine. So now the first one we shall have a discussion, that a portable drilling machine. So whenever we are going to consider the specification of a portable drilling machine, we need to understand that what is the maximum diameter it can drill, because it is a portable one. Okay, so that is why the drilling of a hole, diameter of the hole to be drilled is a limited one compared to the installed machines which you are going to see in the workshops or machine shops. Radial drilling machine is specified by, so generally because we have discussed in length in connection with the working of a radial drilling machine. Okay, so in that length of the arm, you know very well, if you are able to recollect yourself, the arm is left side of the arm, okay, is made to move up and down. So whatever that length of that arm is there, so that decides the size of the workpiece which can be drilled very easily, and the column diameter, okay, on which this radial arm is being held. These are the two important aspects, especially when we speak about the radial drilling machine. So sensitive and upright drilling machines are specified by the diameter of the largest workpiece that can be drilled. So depending upon the size of the workpiece, how much is the size of the workpiece that can be drilled, that decides the size of a sensitive and upright drilling machine. Multiple spindle drilling machine. Multiple spindle means what? So generally in a normal radial or a drilling machine, we are going to have only one twist drill, means cutting tool. If at all multiple spindles are there, then we can accommodate more than one tool. Okay, it can be 4, 5, 6 depending upon the design and construction of a drilling machine. So such a machine we call it as a multiple spindle, because it is possible to drill holes of different diameters at a time. That is also very, very important. So that is why it is specified by the drilling area, size and the number of holes a machine can drill, how many holes it can drill. So that decides the specification of a multiple spindle drilling machine. But now we are going to study in detail about the specification of a drilling machine, which can be considered in general. The first one is the maximum diameter of the drill that it can handle. So this is very, very important. What is the maximum diameter a particular machine can handle? That also decides its size. The size of the largest workpiece that can be centered under the spindle. This is very, very important. Means whenever we want to drill a hole, we have to decide the center point of the hole. That centering is also very, very important. The distance between the face of the column and the axis of the spindle, that also decides. The distance between the face of the column and the axis of the spindle also decides the size. Diameter of the table, what is the dimension of the table that is installed on a machine. Maximum travel of the spindle, how much travel is there for the spindle. It can be along the arm if you take a radial drilling machine, or it can be a depth wise also. Numbers and range of spindle speeds and feeds available. So this is also very, very important. Means how many rotations can be given for a twist drill and how the feeding can be given, because that decides your capacity of the gearbox or capacity of the motor being used, what type of gearbox is used, what type of motor is used. Morse taper number of the drill spindle. This Morse taper number is nothing but a number that is given for a tapered surface of a twist drill. Floor space required, because the floor space also decides your size and specification. Weight of the machine, that is also important. Power input is also needed to specify the machine completely. So these are as a general considerations irrespective of any type of a drilling machine. Okay, so this is how the specification of a drilling machine is being specified. Now we need to understand one important concept as I have told. So the most important thing that in case of a drilling machine, it is not only the twist drill that can be used. Along with that, there are other multi-point cutting tools which are used depending upon the operations being done. For example, generally the drilling machines are used for the purpose of drilling of a hole on a workpiece. But along with that, suppose if at all I want to give a fine surface finish on a internal surface of a drilled hole, then I require to use a cutting tool known as a reamer. Okay, suppose if at all I want to go for any other enlargement at the end of the hole, that is called as a countersink. Then counter bore, whenever I want to see that the drilled hole has to be enlarged. And tap, that is internal thread cutting on a drilled hole. So all these different tools are being used on a drilling machine itself to carry out different operations. Okay, but in that our topic of discussion is basically we are concentrating on the twist drills. So we need to understand the definition of a drill. A drill is a tool. Whenever I'm going to tell here drill is a tool, it is a multi-point cutting tool only. A drill is a multi-point cutting tool, okay, because having multiple cutting edges, used to originate a hole in a solid material. If at all I want to originate means what? The hole is not there in a given workpiece. I want to generate a hole. So that is why it is called as an origination of a hole on a solid workpiece or the material. A helical groove known as a flute is cut along the length of the drill. This is very, very important. So whenever I'm going to tell a helical groove means what? It is just like a helical spring. Observe the helical springs which we used to get in olden days, the pens. If you are able to understand how is a helical groove, it is just like a helix, a certain angle is there. So like that the flute is formed, means cutting edges are formed so as to make it as a multi-point cutter. So in that, different types of drills used are flat drill, straight fluted drill, twist drill and center drill. So our concentration basically is on the twist drill. Okay, twist drills are the type generally used in workshop. So whatever, even in our machine shop also we are going to have a twist drill only. They are made of HSS. This you need to understand if you take any type of a cutting tool. So these are the most commonly used general materials, because you have already studied in detail in your subject of workshop technology also. Okay, where you have studied about the cutting tools, materials and all that. So generally the HSS, that is called as a high speed steel and high carbon steel, are the very important, okay, steel alloys which are always used for production of the cutting tools. Okay, straight shank twist drill and a taper shank twist drill. So whenever I am going to use the word here shank, SHANK, SHANK is a part of a twist drill, that is a part of a cutting tool where we are going to hold in the spindle of a machine. So that portion we call it as a shank. Okay, sometimes it is a straight one, sometimes it is a taper one. So based on that we call it as a straight shank. You need to understand shank is the non-cutting portion of any cutting tool is known as a shank. The diameter of the straight shank drill ranges from 2 to 16 millimeters. So generally the diameter is telling the general fabrication of the straight shank drill is 2 to 16. So generally we are going to use the taper shank twist drill because it can be used for larger than 16 mm. So that is why the most common type of application is nothing but the taper shank twist drill, which is used in industries as well as in the colleges for better understanding of the concept. So we need to understand here before I proceed with the in detail with the twist drill nomenclature. Nomenclature is nothing but naming different parts of a given cutting tool. It is nothing but we have to name all the different parts, otherwise, because each part has its own function to perform. Okay, that is why it is called as a nomenclature. So twist drill is a multi-point cutting tool used with the certain designed nomenclature to carry out the drilling process in a drilling machine. So twist drill geometry and its nomenclature are shown. The twist drills has three principal parts. So what are the three principal parts? One is called as a drill point or dead center we call, and the second one we call it as a body, and the third one is called as the shank. That means the whole of the twist drill, if you take, it is made up of actually two important, that is called as the body and the shank. All together we call it as a twist drill. But now we are going to study in detail or in depth in connection with the twist drill nomenclature. Drill axis we are going to study, drill point, lip or cutting edge, lip length in detail in the subsequent presentation. Please observe carefully here, just I have told now. So you are going to see clearly on the screen, this portion we call it as a body. Okay, and we call this portion as a shank, SHANK. So this portion will be held in the spindle of a drilling machine and your cutting operation is being carried out by this. So now what is going to happen, it is very clear that the depth of the cut depends upon the definitely the flute length. So how much is the flute length is there, based on that only the cutting operation, this is the depth of the cut that can be drilled in a given workpiece. Now we need to understand each and every term of a twist drill. That is what we are going to discuss in detail now with the sketch. As you are going to see, just I have told about the body. So this includes, you have to remember here, there are two important points here. So from this portion to this length, we call it as a body, which you are going to see here clearly on the screen. So we need to understand body, a portion extending from its extreme point to the commencement of the neck or the shank. See, what is called as a body, he is explaining, is nothing but a lengthwise only. As you are going to see there, it is a length that is considerable before the shank portion starts, whatever the length is there, because it is going to change from one twist drill to the another twist drill. Shank, a part of the drill by which it is held and driven. Just I have told, this particular portion will be inserted in the spindle of a drilling machine, and the operation is used for the purpose of drilling of the holes. Axis is a very common word, because whenever any type of cutter or a cutting tool is a cylindrical type, then the axis where it is made to pass through the CG, center of gravity, of a given cylindrical cutting tool, that you need to understand here. A longitudinal center line of the drill, it is nothing but a longitudinal center line of the drill. The next one coming is a face, FACE, a portion of the fluid surface on which the chip strikes as it is cut from the workpiece. See, these are the different parts. Now you have understood clearly body, shank and axis. Now let us understand where this face is. A portion of the fluid surface on which the chip strikes as it is cut from the workpiece. So whenever the cutting of the workpiece takes place, then what happens? The chip will start moving in the face of this. This is what is there. This is called as the fluid, and then it will start passing over here like this. So that is called as the face. FLANK. Okay, a surface on a drill point that extends behind the lip of the fluid. So you need to understand these terms here clearly, then you can have better understanding of the same. Okay, then next coming is a flutes. You need to understand what is the meaning of a flute first, then you can have better understanding of the flank. The grooves in the body of the drill are known as flutes. This is very, very important. So we first of all we require to take a solid cylindrical of a certain diameter, then on that these grooves are cut. When the grooves are cut, then it is nothing but on the body of the drill, they are known as the flutes. Flutes form the cutting edges on the point. So whenever the extended surfaces are there, they are called as cutting edges of the point. It allows the chips to escape and make them curl. So whatever curling is there is possible because of your flutes and the cutting edges. Whatever that space is there, in that only they will start escaping and coming out as the drilling operation is carried out. It permits the cutting fluid to reach the cutting edges. So as you are going to see very clearly here, just I will make you a clear understanding. Now this is called as the flute, nothing but the grooves. So this portion will come into this portion, which you are going to see will come in contact with the workpiece. This portion will also come, this portion will also come. So whatever this space is there, okay, inside space, that is called as a fluid, through which all your chips will start coming out of that in the form of a curly. Okay, so the next one coming is body clearance. We need to understand certain body diameter clearance. So what is this figure that you need to understand? Suppose if you are going to cut here like this, I'm going to take a section as I have indicated here. Once I am going to take a section here, then I am going to get this figure only. So that is what we are describing here. Okay, a portion of the body surface which is reduced in diameter to give diametral clearance. So whatever the diametral clearance is there, without that clearance there is no escapement of the chips. Chisel edge, the edge formed by the intersection of the flanks. Whenever the flanks are going to intersect with each other, it is also known as a dead center. Heel, the edge formed by the intersection of the flanks. So whenever the flanks are going to intersect, then it is called as a heel, HEEL, as you are going to see here. Try to understand. So this particular concept is nothing but figure which you are going to see is called as the heel, which is very, very important. Okay, land, cylindrically ground surface on the leading edge of the drill flutes is also important. Lip or cutting edge, the edge formed by the intersection of the flank and face neck diametrically undercut portion between the body and the shank of the drill. See what we are going to do very clearly here. There is some space between the body and the shank. So this space we call it as a neck. Okay, before the shank starts here, before the commencement of the shank and the body, actually the body should be up to this, but we consider this as a whole, and the neck is provided before the shank portion is being inserted in the spindle of a machine. Point. What is a point? A very simple definition is there, as you are going to see. This is called as the point. Try to understand. The point is extreme point. This is called as the point. Okay, that we are describing here. A sharpened end of the drill is nothing but a point. Tong, T-O-N-G. You need to understand what is the meaning of a tong. A flattened end of the taper shank intended to fit into the drill slot in the spindle socket or a drill holder. A flattened end. See here the flattened end. Flattened end is nothing but of the taper shank intended to fit into the drift slot in the spindle socket or a drill holder. Point angle, an included angle between the two lips, usually 118 degrees. So try to understand now. Just I will make it clarification here. So this is one surface. This is one surface. Okay, because so this is called as a lip angle, which you are going to see. What is this angle that is coming? As you are going to see, point angle. Sorry, point angle. Why it is called as a point angle? Let us understand here why it is called as a point angle. Because we know that this is called as a point. So again, I will make it a slightly larger here. So this is called as a point. Okay, and whatever this included angle is there inside, so that angle we call it as a point angle between the two lips, and these are called as the lips. So this is one lip and this is another lip. As you are going to see here, this is one lip, it is another lip. Whatever that angle is there, so that angle we call it as a lip angle. Chisel, okay, in between the lips. Chisel edge angle, angle between the chisel edge and the lip. A metal web, a metal column in the drill which separates the flutes. There is some gap is there where there is the flutes are separated. A metal column, that is called as a web. Helix angle, it determines the rake angle of the cutting edge of the drill. So whatever the helix angle is there, so that decides the rake, determines the rake angle of the cutting edge. Okay, so now let us understand the various angles which are being present on the twist drill nomenclature. Lip clearance angle. So lip clearance angle, which you are going to see on the screen there. Okay, it is the angle found by the flank and the plane at right angles to the drill axis. And the flute length, it is the axis length from the extreme end of the point to the termination of the flute at the shank end of the body. And lead of helix, the distance measured parallel to the drill axis between the corresponding point on the leading edge of the flute in one complete turn of the flute. Because we need to understand, whenever the drilling operation is being carried out, we start moving, we are going to give the feed. So how much helical length is there, that lead, okay, that is the distance between the two flanks what we are going to consider, okay, cutting edges, that is called as a helix. Okay, lip length, it is the minimum distance between the outer corner and the chisel edge corner of the lip. That is very, very important to understand. Now let us understand what are the expected questions in the examinations. So in the examinations, you'll be coming across, name the different types of drills, will be coming up in the examinations, and also explain with sketch twist drill geometry. You need to draw the sketch, explain the meaning of each of the elements depending upon the number of marks you require to write, okay, with the sketch in brief about the twist drill nomenclature. So with this, I'm going to finish off the today's presentation, okay, and then we shall have a discussion in detail in connection with the subsequent chapter, that is called as a jigs and fixtures, which we are going to discuss in detail in the coming session. Okay.